Okay, so mind your business. Technically, this is your business because I'm the one that's putting it on the internet. I just took this out, watch this video, and now I'm about to wash my hair. I'm going to follow these steps that I always follow. And if you want a more detailed video on what I'm about to do, then watch this video right here because I've done it so many times. I don't want to just keep putting it in your face. It's annoying. I know it probably is. Okay, so all my hair is clarified and I got these burgers on downstairs. So now I'm putting in OLAPLEX 3. I always tell everybody to start like putting the first initial set of product not on your forehead like I just did, but like put it on your hair like you putting it in a ponytail, and then it gets the product all over your hair, and then at that point you just going back in and just adding a little bit more.
Well, hey, hello, and welcome to my channel if you're new here, and what up, girl, if you've been here for a while and you just coming back to say hello. So at this point, as you can see, I'm putting on OLAPLEX 3. If you're new here, then you don't know this, but my body deals with HS, which is something that gives me from time to time little bald spots in my head that I then have to regrow. But now it has regrown and we are in the midst of heat training as well as giving my hair a little treatment. Make sure you check the playlist in the description box below.
I'm about to rinse 3 out. It's been here about 5 minutes longer than it was supposed to. So I'm just going in with OLAPLEX 5. Remember, you guys, wherever you are shampooing your hair, shampoo and conditioner is not a styling tool or anything like that. It's not a detangler. Conditioner and a detangler are 2 different products. That's why they have 2 different names. I'm not being a smart ass, I'm just saying. So a conditioner is literally only formulated to put back the things that were taken out whenever you were shampooing your hair. The same way conditioner is to your hair, but lotion is to your skin. Yeah, you don't be putting lotion in your booty crack and you don't be putting lotion in your hoo-ha. I'm not a boy, so I don't know. I know y'all be doing other stuff with the lotion, but I don't know. That ain't what we talking about right now. All right, so that's how you want to remember. So I'm just gonna let this conditioner sit for maybe about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to wash it out. I'm gonna shampoo. I'm gonna let this conditioner sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to rinse the conditioner out with cold water. And after I do that, I'm gonna come back. And hopefully by that time, I don't know whether or not I'm going to give myself a flexi wrap set, or if I'm going to blow dry it and put it up. But just wait. I made my burger in here.
At this point, we have completely rinsed out the conditioner with cold water. All right, as cold as you can take it. You don't have to give yourself hypothermia in the bathtub or in the sink or in the shower. Okay, just as cold as you can take it, so we can close that cuticle. And I have high porosity hair, so it is imperative. All right, so I use OLAPLEX as I heat train, so that way I'm safely removing the bonds from my hair. It's literally like a relaxer in slow motion. And that's simply because a relaxer is you taking away some of the protein that lives within the hair shaft with a chemical. And I am doing it with a very slow process, heat training my hair slowly. All right. So yeah, at this point, I am not detangling my hair. There are no tangles. There are no knots. I'm simply combing through the leave-in conditioner, which is OLAPLEX 9. All right. I use OLAPLEX 9 as a leave-in conditioner. And remember, a leave-in conditioner is the heat protectant for the blow dryer, so you don't need a flat iron heat protectant like an alcohol based spray and a leave-in conditioner. Your leave-in conditioner is the heat protectant for your blowout. All right, so keep it simple, boo. Keep it simple. Yeah, so that's all I'm doing, combing through the leave-in. Let's go. As you can see by simply glancing at the screen, boo, we didn't have a whole bunch of fallout and shedding. I'm telling you guys, before you shampoo or before you condition any of that, you should never have a big huge ball of hair in your hand. The only time you should have a ball of hair in your hand is right after you detangle, because right after you detangle your hair, you are getting rid of those 55 to 150 strands that you're losing every single day. So of course, when you detangle your hair, you'll see a lot of shedding because that's the hair that needed to come out. But if you just if you already detangled your hair and you are washing your hair and combing it through with conditioner, it's a problem. If you have a bunch of hair in your comb, something's going wrong, something's imbalanced. All right, so beware of that. Now I go way deeper into depth within Guru VIP and in Guru 101, so I want you to pay attention to this. Most of the time when people are damaging their hair, blow drying it, is because they're not doing it right. In your mind, you think that you have to pull the brush itself, but I really want you to think about the word and the phrase for what it really is. You're literally blowing your hair dry. So look at the brush. I'm not pulling on the brush at all. What is happening is I'm creating tension with the paddle brush, and then I am using the focuser that's on the blow dryer to blow the air in a certain direction to blow my hair dry through the brush. That's why it's called blow dry. You are literally blowing the hair dry in a downward motion, right? Or whatever way you want to set the bind. This is why when you brown brush hair from soaking wet, right, it'll give it a curl if your technique is right, and that's because you're setting that bind. So that's all we're doing with the blow dryer. If something happens, don't get mad at me, but if you break your hair off while you're blow drying it, you're doing something wrong. It's user error, because remember, these are tools, right? These are tools. That's just like, boo, if somebody cooks something, right, you can't say like, oh my god, chicken is nasty. Chicken is delicious. Okay, chicken is delicious. If you ate some chicken and it was nasty, it was because the person who made the chicken didn't do it right. If you used a certain type of cast iron skillet and it burned your food, that doesn't mean that all cast iron skillets burn food. It just means that you don't have the proper technique to use the cast iron skillet without burning the food, right? And that's not a hit or an attack on anybody. That's just to say you have to practice technique. All right, so Guru VIP members are A1, all right, at blow drying. They already know. We've had so many different blowout tutorials on mannequins and all types of stuff, so they're pros at the blowout process. But you can be one too. You can join Guru VIP, or just really take your time at blow drying your hair, because I think the main issue with hair is that it's so time consuming, right? And it takes so much focus and attention that most of us don't really feel like giving. Listen, I didn't feel like giving it this day, so I understand. But know that if you get a set pattern and a set routine, you can grow back anything. So like I said, if you go back in my older videos, you remember when the part over here that I cut by mistake was a lot shorter, when the bald spot that was in the middle of my head was a lot bigger. So now that everything is growing back, you will see a difference in density in some places when the hair is wet. This is why you doing your hair or cutting your hair when it is wet is like the worst idea ever if you have naturally curly hair, because naturally curly hair swells when it's wet. And even still, this isn't a length check or anything like that. You really can't tell how my ends look, because with this blow dryer, my hair is still swollen, so it needs to be stretched to see true length. So I'm going to trim it really quick
If you want to see how I trim my hair when it's blown out, but like a basic trim, not like my everyday trim, this is just a trim that I do like after my hair came out of braids, because it's been in braids and it needs to be trimmed. So there ain't no sense of doing a little mini lint check right now. I'm going to trim it and then I'll be back. So of course, just because you take braids out doesn't.
So at this point, I knew for a fact that I didn't want to have my hair out because I sweat in my sleep and my hair is wet in the morning. So even if I straightened it, it was only going to be good for a little less than 24 hours, if even that. But then again, I didn't want to put the weave back in because I just took the weave out, and I don't like putting weaves in back to back because of the tension, right? And I'm not saying that weaves have too much tension. I'm just saying too much of anything on the follicle is too much, right? So as I looked through my ends, I did see that I needed just a little bit of a miniature trim. So I did go ahead and give myself a trim just to make sure that I don't get any splits or rips or tears, because I am getting ready to braid my hair. And upon braiding my hair, there will be a little bit of tension added. So I want you to pay attention to the part at the top middle portion of my hair. That is the part that was bald in some places. All right, that was bald in some places. So now at this point, that's what I taught you guys in previous videos, how I'm layering my hair. Remember, I did the face framing layers a while back just so it could grow out like this. So again, remember, we're not judging ends, density, nothing right now, because I was sweating in my hair, so it's wet at the bottom. And listen, you won't be able to tell exactly what my hair looks like until it is straightened, right? But at this point, like I said, I do want you to see that portion that is shorter at the top. As my hair grows out, I'm going to keep on layering my hair so you won't be able to notice, right? And the reason that I'm showing you guys this, and the reason that I want to talk you guys through this, is so you can know that it's normal for you to have breakage. It's normal for something to happen, whether it's your diet, whether it's you getting sick and it causing you to have a bald spot. Things happen, right? And it's okay. It's okay for your hair to break off. It is okay for you to trim your hair and start all over if that's what you need to do, right? But there are different methods to it. You don't have to big chop all together. You don't have to cut all of your hair off at one time. You can find a haircut that really matches what is going on with you as it pertains to your situation in particular. I'm going to use myself for an example. That's what this whole series has been about, right? I'm going to use myself for an example. Because my breakage was at the crown of my head, at the very top of my head, then it made it easier for me. Why? Because now I don't have to worry about taking length off the bottom. Now I can just focus on the top, and I can just layer everything so that my haircut will grow with it, right? And then you guys know from the HS, one of the outbreak spots is on my temple. Sometimes it'll go between either side. So to negate that, I made sure that my haircut made it so that my hair was shorter around the front. So that way, at any time, if I did have an outbreak where one little spot got a little shorter, I could camouflage it by just simply cutting it a little shorter in the front, but you wouldn't be able to tell because my hair is layered. All right. And the reason that I'm explaining all of this is because most of the time, whenever something happens to our hair, we want a quick fix, and hair doesn't work like that, you guys. And take it from me, I'm in it with you. All right, you guys now at this point have watched me go from blonde relaxed hair in a short pixie cut to dealing with different things with HS to now, and we're gonna keep going, right? But at this point, you have to know that there are so many different levels to it, right? And you have to take your time. You have to be patient with your hair, because remember, and Google this isn't coming from the mouth of Cyn. Google this. your hair shaft is made up of the same thing as your nails. So you know how if you break one of your nails, you're not going to be able to just make it merge back together and start growing together. No, you'll have to cut that nail off and then a new nail will grow out. Well, your hair is the same way. So if something happens drastic to the hair shaft, it's either A, you're going to have to cut it off and start over, or B, it's going to take time for you to repair your hair growth cycle. Like, let's say you did something to make your hair growth cycle slower, but you didn't stop it. It's going to take more than using a product one time or using a shampoo or conditioner one time to make that process come back online, right? To make your hair growth cycle set back. So that's why I want you guys to learn, like, to be patient and kind with yourself. And this is another reason why I tell you guys, don't be so quick to run out and spend your money fast, because you can spend your money fast. You can put those products on your hair very fast and swiftly and quickly. But if those products that you just trying really quick don't work, it's not going to be repaired. Your hair cannot be repaired quickly. All right. It takes a while for you to reset the bonds. It takes a while for you to reset your hair growth cycle. All right. So really, really think about that stuff, you guys. I'm never like, oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Don't do that. It's just, I want you to know that hair is not a healable source like your skin. Like, you cut your skin and then something happens, and the next thing you know, you'll be healing up in a couple of days, where your hair isn't like that. If you have a split end, it's going to keep splitting up the hair shaft. That's why you should cut it. Not necessarily cut it, but trim it every 8 to 10 weeks, just to make sure that there are no splits. And when you're getting a trim, if you're going to a good professional, which you got to take your time and find them, and they won't be cheap, just know that they're only going to cut what needs to be cut. When I would trim my clients' hair, I'm literally only going in there and trimming stuff that's uneven. And if there was nothing uneven, if there were no splits, there was no trim. All right. So yeah, that's all, you guys. I'm going ahead braiding my hair down, because I'm just going to leave it alone for about 2 weeks. And then after those 2 weeks, I'm most likely going to put another sew in. Yeah. I love you guys so very much. And if you're not doing so already, make sure you check the links in the description box below to get your hands on one of my secret weapons, my organic Blue Butterfly Pea Flower tea. Is so amazing, and it's my secret weapon. Anytime I have an outbreak in my scalp, this makes sure that my hair growth cycle is reset with no problem. All right, and you don't have to take my word for it. Try it yourself. And I also don't want you to think that I'm just randomly talking about this tea because I'm selling it now. I have multiple blog posts about this tea. I've been talking about it for years. So again, links in the description box for everything. I love you guys so much. Let's talk in the comments real quick. I'm not about to go. I'm not leaving, and you don't need to leave either. But let's talk in the comments. Hurry up. Come on. I'm gonna respond back. Boo, we friends.
a nail file right here this whole time. So at any time I feel, first of all, I filed my nails before I started. But then at any time during this process, if I felt like my nails was getting in the way, then I shave them down. So anywho, this is the braid pattern. I leave my edges alone. Even when I wear wigs, I could just push these bad boys back on both sides so they got room to like have air and stuff. And yeah, this is how my hair is gonna be under my wigs. I'ma try. Y'all know I try to do 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to do 2 weeks. Cleansing my scalp with witch hazel. I'm lying, rose water. Cleansing my scalp with rose water once a week, and or a couple times a week, depending on like how I sweat and stuff at night. Girls, I don't be going nowhere. Yeah, and I'll just put a little video clip here real quick on how I look when I get, however I decide to wear my hair on. So I know the way I left was like I was gonna come back like all shaboom shablam with makeup on, but no. I put this little bad boy on real quick. I just threw it on real quick because we took my dog on the walk, and then I got 2 kids, and if you got 2 kids, you know what that means. So now I'm eating ice cream and some cake before dinner. Yes, before dinner. It's 2:57. So I'm about to eat this, watch some You. I don't know why, but I am. And then make dinner. I'm lying. I'm about to edit this damn video. And then now I'm gonna edit this video. And then I'm gonna start editing this video and I'm gonna stop at like 4 to cook dinner. And then that's what I'm gonna do. So I hope you like this video. You say you want a real, you say you want a raw, you say you want a rough. This is real raw and rough. On my next video, I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna make my stuff, I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be cute, but not right now.